all started with a sketch on Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome out to Grace Christian. Here we are at England Air Park on the historic grounds, and happy to be here for another night of baseball. This is the Prep Classic, 446 Sports, bringing you Grace Christian baseball all throughout the year here in their home games, and delighted to be here with you. This game getting started. If you're familiar with Grace Christian, well, you know that a tournament game never starts on time, and it doesn't end on time. Our producer back home, Chuck Perkins, has some jokes with us and said he extended the broadcast to 11:30 for us. Said hopefully we'll get out of here because we're not even the last game of the night. Good evening, everyone. Welcome again. I am Doug Gant alongside of Nick Magnano bringing you Grace Christian Baseball. Nick, welcome out to center field. I know you guys over at Menard haven't got past left field yet, but welcome back to the friendly confines here.
Yeah, we're both right-handed. We pull the ball to left field. So hey, beautiful night tonight, 66 degrees. We know the wind's blowing, right?
That's
so
right.
I'm not going to have to say the wind's blowing, but it is out of the northwest at 11 miles an hour. So, that may keep the ball in the park here a little bit.
Depends on who gets a hold of it. Seth Cook got a hold of one the other night and just jumped out of here. Warriors had, I believe, one home run last night, but not much to that as they beat Lakeview 19-1 on the opening day. And this is a cool little tournament as it goes to they play it at Ash and here at Grace Christian. So we're excited to have everyone here on you, getting a good look at the Warriors there. And we're kind of caught in between that time when it's daylight and the lights haven't started kicked in yet. So we'll work on that little that screen there for you too. But looking for an exciting game tonight. The Tigers of Lake Arthur are in town. They make their way up from Lake Arthur. Of course, the Warriors, have a couple of games tomorrow against Northwest and against Simpson. Northwest dropped one this afternoon to Peabody in the game prior to this one. That went the full 7 innings on there. So, Nick, tell us your thoughts on here. You started your career, and we're not going to get into the night that we started it, but just that you started your career here. Hadn't even been a year yet. What is your take on coming up and doing the broadcast?
It's exciting. It's a lot of fun. It gets me back involved with multiple sports, which I've, grew up playing multiple sports and coached multiple sports, but really focused the end of my coaching career on soccer in general, mainly. So yeah, it's fun. Had a lot of fun with the Alexandria football, and then went to Oak Hill and did a basketball game with you, which fortunately I was just on the camera. That was a lot quicker than I was used to. We've done some Menard soccer, this year as well, and now we're doing Menard baseball and Grace baseball. So it's been exciting. Keeps me busy, but not as busy as it was whenever I was coaching. So, and I just like being at the ballpark. I like being involved with the game. And the good thing about this is I get to leave when I'm done, and main thing to worry about is just saying something wrong.
Look, we won't get into that. We made a joke earlier and off the air that no parents call you after these games. When you're coaching, then they'll do that a lot. Now, we're excited to be back out here, as always, another season of Grace Christian Baseball. Gosh, I guess I've been around the program since 2015, maybe. Saw that state championship in 17. There have been a couple of semifinal runs on there, several semifinal runs, just the one state championship. But this young Warrior team sprinkled in with a couple of veterans, senior leaders, Cody Davis, Jack Powell, and Seth Cook, who homered the other night. But, Nick, they started 3 seniors in that game the other night and 3 8th graders. One of those 8th graders, Logan Markle, will be on the hill tonight. He's a left-hander, finished the game up the other night. Throws the ball in the lower 80s. I guess 81, 82 is where he tops out, but he'll bring that from the left side. And as much as we've watched those left-handers for LSU, a gauge jump type of a left-hander that just brings that heavy fastball, something about it coming from the left side that just changes things up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, especially if you have the pace like that. I mean, if you have the speed like that, that really it gets on the batters quick. You don't really expect that from a left-handed pitcher in high school that much. You usually expect more of a, somebody who kind of throws off speed, usually in the, 60s or 70s. And being an 8th grader, that's impressive. But he ran by here with Cody, and he's a big kid.
Indeed he is, and we look forward to watching him on there again. Don't forget, if there is any lapse in the broadcast or any jumpiness, we upload these things every night. We redo them, so you'll be able to go back and watch it in your entirety. Also, stay tuned for our Quibidos Player of the Game, and we hope to have a Southern Air Cool Play of the Game for you. And you can check all of that out at the brand new 446sports.com. If you've not had an opportunity to go by there and check that out, I invite you to do that. No doubt about it. Looking at the starting lineup tonight we have for the Warriors, very similar, and we'll hear those announced here in a little bit, but give you kind of a rundown of it. Cody Davis will get the start behind the dish for the Warriors. Kenyon Wright will bat second, and he will be back at first base. Got the start from the other night. Brady Daniel will be the designated hitter. Zach Craig bats cleanup on there. Seth Cook will be out, and we believe he'll be at second base tonight. Maddox Adelise will be at shortstop. Braden Wells will be out here in right field. Jack Powell will be over in, let's see where Jack's going to be. I'm not sure where Jack's going to be, so we'll keep that. He's probably, we'll see. Cooper may move to center field. So we didn't get the positions on here, just the batting orders, but that'll give you an idea. And we'll recap the lineup for you defensively as we get that in here as well. Again, the Tigers of Lake Arthur have made their way up here. The Warriors have two more tomorrow. They've got that ball game against Northwest and then Simpson back-to-back. That starts scheduled to start at 12:15. But, Nick, you certainly know these tournaments like this. You don't want the late game.
No, for sure. Especially whenever you have a lot of runs scored. You know, you have multiple pitching changes, you know, stuff like that. And another thing, too, is when you're playing, you know, 3 games in 2 days, then, obviously the coaches have to worry about the arms. So there's pitching changes that you probably traditionally wouldn't see if it was a one game, you know, in the middle of the week or so.
This is where you get your pitching change sponsorship money worthwhile. Your advertising dollars go a long way in day 2 and day 3 of these tournaments because, like you said, you are going on there. And you go back to, I guess it was Tuesday night, the Warriors started things off. I don't know if it was Monday or Tuesday. Anyway, they start to run together here, and it's just the first of the season. But and then the game Thursday night, the game tonight, and 2 games tomorrow really puts a taxation on your pitching staff.
For sure, you have to have arms, and then you're so early in the season as well. You want to make sure you have them towards the end of the game. I mean, the end of the season as well. The game we broadcast the other night, there was 2 pitching changes.
Goodness gracious! So see there, you didn't get the the dollar amounts in there, but no, look, and you see that rotating up in the corner on there, and then Valex, of course, is a title sponsor for everything that we do. Our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard down there, and changed it up a little bit to make it stand out some, and it's red, I think, is what that is. So anyway, Nick's going to keep up with that for us tonight. Should be a great night for baseball. They'll get into the starters here in a moment. I don't know if they'll announce the starters as late as this one is. This was scheduled for a 5:45 start, so we are 30 minutes behind that schedule, and we were in the first inning the other night in that one. That was one of those. Again, the Warriors win 19-1 last night. That game went 3 innings. That was one of the 15 after 4 run rules on there. We did not broadcast that. It's girls playoff basketball here, and so we're transitioning like everyone else does. But great to be back out here tonight, and we'll be out here throughout the weekend with it as well. I think, Nick, your normal everyday gig in baseball is with the Menard Eagles, and they are down in the Lake Charles area playing the St. Louis Saints, if memory serves me correct.
Yeah, today was the first game of a three game series. They went down today 10-4, and they play tomorrow. They play 2 games tomorrow. So we'll be keeping up with them on Game Changer. Unfortunately, they're 0-2 right now, but their schedule is very. They started out with North DeSoto, lost 2-1 on Tuesday night, and then play St. Louis, like I said, today, and then 2 games tomorrow. But their number 1, number 2 are going to go tomorrow. So
and this is a team that battled for a state title last year, and we're really close to taking that state championship home.
Yeah, they lost their starting pitcher, number 1 pitcher last year. Prejean was his name, and they lost him. He graduated.
He's at, where's he at, Mississippi College?
I think it's Meridian Community College, if I'm not mistaken. And then they lost their center fielder in football, Cody Lyons. So that's been Their starting left fielder just came. He actually played the field today. He had surgery on his right shoulder, on his clavicle, in the fall, so he's back healthy now. But other than that, I mean, they, like I said, they should be able to compete. But this just Coach Jordan said that 8 of their first 10 opponents this year were in Sulphur last year.
And that's what Marks wants to see. That's what any of the coaches that will end up back down in Sulphur will play teams that'll get them there. It's good experience, it's good power rating points early on, and it's just competition. And dadgummit, if you're going to play out here and want to play for, boy, that's the earliest dadgummit that's been there. Wow, if you're going to get out there.
Gosh, I bring them out of you, Doug.
Right, and play for that. Well, you want to go out there and you want to play these teams that are going to make you better, and that you'll see teams like that down the aisle as we gain up more towards the playoffs.
It reminds me of a team that we cover in the fall as well, right, Doug?
Indeed, it is.
It was not shy about going and playing the difficult.
Look, those that, again, and I preface this, anytime I say those that have been around the program, you know that something's coming. And this is our favorite time of it when Coach Brown is giving the instructions around there. I told him it's like a stewardess, a flight attendant, I'm sorry, and he's telling you where the exit signs are. You can't really get a good angle of it, but we joke with him, and I promise he goes back and watches these broadcasts, so there's nothing that we say on here that he's not going to hear about. This might be one of those that we clip up. We did some of those bad lip-reading things last year, or what they're really saying. Yeah. We may do some of that.
We may have to go to the air park and get some of those. What's the glow? Not the glow sticks.
Yes, yeah, the ones they bring the planes in off of is what we're going to have to do. So. Glow sticks is fine. We'll go with that. Yeah, this Warrior team getting ready to get started. I think as late as it is, I don't think they'll go with the starting lineups because again, you've got another game behind this one tonight, Nick. So that's the one that you don't really want to have on here. But it's the Warriors and the Tigers getting ready to do battle this evening. Doug Gann alongside of Nick Magnano. And, man, it was beautiful baseball weather today. It's cooled off a little bit, but we show you that skyline that is out to it's left field. It's to our right as we look here. But when the sun dips down behind the clouds back there, it just puts that kind of break by the trees and where night turns to day. And, boy, it's just beautiful out here. I think, Nick, maybe on that, you're looking at that night sky that is starting to make its way down into England Air Park, and they will do the anthem and all that. So we're going to turn it over here and let you listen to that. You certainly know it is time for baseball when you hear the national anthem being played. And then you go right into Bring 'Em Out. T.I., is that right?
I don't
That's
know
on
who
your
the artist
playlist. Is that from your playlist,
That
Nick?
is not on my playlist, but I do need to add it. So
Yeah, that's right. Bring them out. Look,
yeah.
that's great. We're excited to be out here. And the Warriors make their way out onto the field, and we'll check and just see how close we were to it. That looks like Cooper that's going to come out to center field. My man Braden Wells going into right field, and that means that Jack Powell will be over in left field tonight. Adelise will be at left. So let's do it normal how we're supposed to do it. How about your defense for the Warriors in here over in left field? That is not. Who is that?
32.
I've got to go and it's something different than on here unless they've switched uniform tops because I don't have a 32. Howdy, but that's Jack Powell over there in left field. In center field, Cooper Courtright. In right field, Braden Wells. Over at third base is, let me see if I can see that far over there. Maybe that's, yeah, well, I'm butchering this bad enough as it is.
Number 3.
Is short. Jack Powell's at third base. So that's got to be Craig. Is that Craig that is out in left field tonight? Here comes my man Braden Wells in the house to come up and see what's happening here. Always good to see that young man. He's going out towards center field. Shortstop is Maddox Adderley. Second base is Seth Cook. First base tonight for the Warriors, Canyon Wright. The battery for your Warriors, Logan Markle on the hill, Cody Davis behind the dish. And that lets you know who is starting tonight for your Warriors and where they're at defensively. We have not received anything for Lake Arthur tonight, but we'll write them down as much as we can. And going to get and switch this over. Just got it in here now, and we'll try to work on that for you as we can. That was in there for strike one. That is O'Neillian. He will be on the hill tonight. So we're just going to list it here as best we can. Number 15.
Got him.
And quickly, 3 up, 3 down. What does he say? Good morning, good afternoon, and good night on that one as the Warriors work it around the, well, that's a strikeout right off the bat. And that's what we told you about the big left-hander that is there. He will throw that ball well. This is Thibodeau. That one I can get. They didn't give us first names on here. He will be playing shortstop tonight for the Tigers. And that one again back behind the plate. Getting settled in here. That one misses up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm sorry, correction. 2 balls and a strike. Oh, you see it on our Wallace Eye Associates screen there, and it's up to me to make my normal 7 or 8 errors. That misses up high, 3 balls and a strike. I'm allowed, Nick, just so you remember, about 7 errors a game.
Let's talk about that, boss man.
Try not to use them all up in the first inning, and that gets the runner down to first base. That is Thibodeau with the 1-out walk, and that will bring Myers up. Myers, the designated hitter.
One thing I'm learning about the temperature out here is it's harder to push the buttons on the balls and strikes.
It's the same phone. Went in there for the strike. Good to see him getting ahead of hitters right here. 0-1 from Markle to Myers. Looks over at first, and I mean just staring into the first baseman. It's just a good, nasty curveball. So one of the things that's changed a little bit from the night he threw, had a little bit longer. Paul, he changes up his delivery on there, so it confuses the runner over at first base, and that's Thibodeau that's trying to get some timing. You know, a left-hander, you're going first move if you're going. 0-2 the count here, and there's that long, deliberate look in from Logan.
Nothing wrong with that pitch. You know, don't give him anything he can hit.
No, that's the last thing you want to see is a 0-2 base hit.
Mm-hmm.
1-2 from Logan.
Ooh.
Looked like had what it took to be there, but it evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryder, Guillory, Daniels, Hornsby, Trahan, and Simone. Simone, because where they're at, I mean, these are a lot of that. Yeah, I'm going to, maybe Simon. Either way, I think I'm okay.
That's not one of your 7 errors?
No, that doesn't count because, I mean, when you've got an O'Neillian, a Thibodeau, a Bonin, all of those things, that's built into the game. My error was figuring out who was in left field over there.
3-2 count here, Doug.
Fills it up. Runner at first is Thibodeau. This is the designated hitters. Hitting in the 3-hole is Myers. Started out 0-2, and you certainly don't want to lose him. Oh, that's a good-looking breaking pitch in there for the strike, and that's 2 strikeouts. That one looking as well, and Markle having that inning again. Did I remind you as an 8th grader?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to let you know that. Bonin stands in there. This is the catcher for this team. Look, we've not had to really switch the camera off of this angle because there's not been a ball put in play. That one misses up high. Let's just do it for the heck of it. You may want to get a shot of that young man over at first base there, Nick. There you go. Ball, no strikes. 2 down, top of the first, we play. Warriors had a big number last night, put up 10 in the first. Trying to get out of this one and see what they can get going. There you see our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard down in the corner. And it says that we are in the bottom of the first, which we're not, but that's okay. I'll have to show Nick which button that is.
Yeah, I've got the balls and strikes down, then the outs, but let me figure that out.
Swung through that one. And it's 2 balls and a strike.
Do I have it right?
So it's the switching team. Yeah, so
Okay.
hit that. Attacking team is what you're going to have. That shows you top of the first. Now go back to the one you just had.
Okay, got it.
That out of play, out back is where that one will go. Runner at first is Thibodeau. He reached on that walk, but it's been a couple of strikeouts sandwiched around that on good pitching effort from the 8th grader Logan Markle, the left-handed, just going to be a beast here for the Warriors before he's done. Looks in, delivers this one. Two strikes.
Looked like he slipped on that one, Doug. Looked like he was plant foot. Kind of failed on him on that one.
Get out of this. He's walked one, struck out a couple. Comes set, does Markle. Big leg kick and delivers. Fouled back out of play. And it somehow hit that glass that was on the fence as that one got fouled back. Look, any opportunity to give the audio crew up in the top grief, I like to do. My buddy Mike is up there doing a lot of that. And so, yeah. He'll go back and watch this broadcast and hear the grief that's given. Markle once again will come back with the 3-2 offering. There's the delivery. And that one is ground out to shortstop. Oh! And a collision between Powell and Adelise there on a ground ball. And, Nick, I don't think you see those too often.
No, the communication obviously there was probably not too solid. Of course, everybody's wanting to make a play. That's what it's all about out here.
I'll go back and talk about it just a little bit. Will Maddox and Jack. Jack walking it off looked like he got the other side of that one as Jack is up and Maddox is up and walking around. But both of them just intense competitors going after the ball.
Well, was just asking there.
Sure, but if he's in there trying to figure out what's...
He went to the home plate umpire, and Coach Brown's talking to the. The
only thing I could think of was maybe there was some interference, but the runner made it on, so there wasn't any advancement. But runners at first and second here, 2 down, and you hope that the health of those two gentlemen are fine. Ryder stands in there. Again, all we have is last names. This is Ryder. He is the second baseman. Looking pitch.
Yeah, that one's slapping the mitt pretty hard. I'd like to see how fast he threw that one.
And won the count here. Fouls this one back and strike two, and quickly ahead in the count 0-2 is Markle. A strikeouts already on the night. Leadoff hitter struck out, and then the third three-hole hitting Myers, the designated hitter, took a nifty breaking pitch for the third strike there, and now in an 0-2 count on Ryder. Long take. Oh, and there's that nasty bender again. Struck out looking, and oh, welcome for that young man. Great to see here. So for Lake Arthur in the top half of the first. No runs, no hits, one error, one left on. Warriors coming up to bat. Due up Davis, Wright, and McDaniel when we come back. We are back out here, Merrill Blackburn Field at Josh Brown Stadium on the historic grounds of England Air Park. Always great to be out here. And that is, we were right, it's Zach Craig is wearing number 32 tonight. He is the Warrior that is out in left field. Played second base for the Warriors on Tuesday night when Canyon pitched and Seth Cook was over at first. Seth, of course, was our Quibitos player of the game in that one. Had the home run, 2 RBI single in the first, so he had 3 RBI total on the ball game, and did a big-time play over at first base as he climbs the ladder to bring one back and do that. Leading off for the Warriors tonight will be their senior backstop, number 35, Cody Davis. Cody, again, if you remember him from last year, Chuck, has put on about 40 pounds since last year. Big difference. He was a little more wiry last year, and he is just solid and ready to go to work, and we'll see what the youngster has.
Second error of the night. You called me Chuck.
Did I really?
But that's okay.
I said,
I've been called a lot worse.
Look, but it's like open mic night on my assistants on here. So, Nick, that's 2. That's right. And I got 7.
Yeah, man, we're good.
That's right. I probably have called you a lot worse. Working inside.
Good out there,
Cody takes that one inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. This is a young man that led off that's pitching for Lake Arthur that struck out in the first, trying to return the favor. He will see Cody Davis leading things off, and that one misses up high. 2 balls and a strike. And you see our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard down there in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Big thanks out to Wallace Eye Associates for everything that they do for us. Here's the 2-1, misses up high. 3 balls and a strike. And you know that Cody wants one that he can get a hold of here. So 3-1, he's not taking, but he's going to be careful.
Yeah. For sure.
Left-hander rocks back and fires this one right down the pipe, and it fills it up.
Must have been off speed, Doug. That's probably why he didn't pull the trigger on it.
Right. Looking fastball and unable to adjust to the off-speed stuff, but good pitch there. Here's the 3-2. And that one is lifted way back off the top of the wall right under the American flag. And there you see Cody in there with a stand-up double. We'll get a good look at Cody. There he is, as that ball was hit just about as far as you can without it going out. And look, we develop a good relationship with these guys. We certainly do. And after the game, I was out there talking to him, and he's apologizing to me for not having a good night. I was like, dude, that's you. But you just love being able to talk to these guys. But that is a double for Cody Davis off the top of the wall, and they're going to call a balk, and that's going to get Davis down to third base.
Well, these umpires just trying to make me learn this flexi score very quickly.
Did you hit the balk button?
No. Just want to make sure I hit moved him from second to third.
There you have it.
Between innings, I'm going to have to get my glasses. I don't know why I keep forgetting them.
I've got to call and get a replacement set because I don't know where mine are. And you know how bad it is for me out here not being able to see.
It's a big change between Carson, Courtwright, and Cody, because Cody's, third in the lineup last year?
That's right.
A lot? Yeah.
Here's the delivery, but leads off with a double here. That one in there to Canyon for the strike, and 1 ball, 1 strike. And you can tell right away who it is. Don't have to see a number. It's got that big open stance there. Here's a delivery. Smacked down the line, but foul. And that'll chase into the Grace Christian Knight down around that corner. And
it's 2. It's 1. It's 1-2. Sorry. Well, unlike Cody.
I'm just watching the numbers go.
Yeah,
3-2, 1-2, 3-2.
My fingers.
It's like the old Minesweeper game when you had the boy. Didn't I just tell myself that's off my old Nokia? Is what that was.
Oh my gosh!
Holy cow!
Let's talk about Blackberries too, huh? That was my favorite for a long time.
Looking at the delivery, that one misses up high. Good waist pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But you're talking about Cody. Adding weight. Canyon brought his weight down. He was telling us during the soccer game that. He's been working out a lot and working a lot of stuff. So, of course, it looks like he's also grown 2 inches.
That one's lifted foul and out of play. Getting good thermocell weather. Is that what you said, Nick?
Yeah, we definitely need that. I have to make sure we was on our broadcast as well.
2 balls, 2 strike. Nobody down. Runner at third is the leadoff hitter, Cody Davis. Canyon Wright stands in there ready to go. Swung through that one, and down on strikes is the junior first baseman. Great air. Brady McDaniel will stand in there, and not sure your camera got a little bit out of focus. Yeah, you may have to. I don't know what has happened to it there, but we'll get that sorted out in just a minute. May have to come out and come back in a little bit. We'll check on that.
I was trying to get refocused on the plate and then bring it back out.
See if we got it fixed. There it is.
Okay, bring it back out a little bit.
First one in there, a ball. Brady had a good base hit the other night, and one of the calls that we made on there circulated its way around, and that's why the 8th grader's in there. And so he's got a lot of family that's watching, and a big shout-out to all of them and that are here. We appreciate you, and welcome aboard to everything that is that we do here.
Yeah, listening to him last year on your coach's show, he's not shy of the camera.
No, he's not. He definitely isn't. Great young man to be around. He was you see all of these older guys that are playing, and he was just, a baby-faced 7th grader that was out here, but by no means did he not belong out here with that squad.
Good eye there.
And that's a 4-pitch walk to McDaniel. So the designated hitter finds his way at first base, and now runners first and third for the Warriors tonight.
Yeah, first, third one out.
This is Zach Craig, wears number 32 tonight. He'll bat from the left side. We saw him out in left field this evening. Lefty-lefty matchup. That one misses outside. And normally you'd think that maybe off and running with it too, but not the biggest speedster is McDaniel. And misses up high. And this is so here's something from last night to look at. You know, they walked a lot last night in that game. And that they said that just drug things out. And that hurts you long. You got to see pitching that you can hit, or you're not going to go, because they're not going to chase out of the zone for things.
Right.
Again, misses outside. And, boy, if he was pitching in a College Station, they'd be wearing him out, wouldn't they? Ball eight,
Yes.
ball eight.
I tell you, Doug, something else too. You have two lefties in your lineup.
Right.
That's nice.
Set is O'Neillian. Misses up high on that one. That's a walk that loads the bases up. That'll send McDaniel down to second base. Cody is still there, and, boy, the hard-hitting Seth Cook comes to the plate. His home run the other night went out here by where the building is, didn't quite reach the building. Your truck would not have been in the harm's way there. You'd have been okay. Got a little mound visit going there as Lake Arthur head coach comes out to just see what's going on. Got his young man, and he's saying, hey, look, don't groove one. Don't groove one here.
You know, one thing that's changed a lot over the years, well, especially since I played and was last involved, is used to be when when there was a mound visit, it was very rare that the offensive team, you know, would actually go. And now I see that as well. They huddle up, and you see that in the college. I don't watch a lot of Major League, but you see that in the college ball as well.
Right. Bases loaded, full of Warriors. Only out of this first inning was Canyon Wright. He struck out swinging there. This is Seth Cook, homered in game one. That one misses down low, ball one.
Yeah, good out there. And, of course, you wonder if the coach didn't come out and maybe talk about, you know, something with the runners too.
That to follow, but right now it's Seth Cook. Seth takes that one up high, and I'm telling you, what is that, 10?
10, yes.
10 straight balls that he's thrown all the way back to that Canyon Wright strikeout.
Yeah. Yeah, was it Bluebell Field over there at Texas A&M?
They'd be on him. And he'd get that mighty round of applause for that one. But it's good to see that young man focus and get his head back there and throw strikes. The big left-hander's got some good movement on that ball. Just been unable to find the strike zone in it tonight. Here's a delivery. Misses way up high. No chance of advancement, really, is that that backstop is just so close. And when you hit it off the top of it, it comes right back to the pitcher or to the catcher.
And it makes you wonder if you know, just their scouting report. I mean, they see the runs that Grace has put up, so he's probably trying to be, you know, very protective of that too.
Seth takes that one, 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Cook. And just a patient player. Again, that was our inaugural Quibido's Player of the Game for this 2024 season. Keep an eye on that. We'll name that tonight also. Get to visit with. That one misses up high. And that's an RBI walk for Seth. That'll bring Cody around to score, send Brady to third, Zach Craig to second if you're scoring at home.
Yeah, that's good. Very good out there. Worked it full, and that's an RBI. You know, we'll take them any way we can.
1-0 in this one. The Warriors do lead it here. Still bases loaded and a lot of trouble for the lefty from Lake Arthur. Maddox Adderley's the shortstop for the Warriors. Takes that one in there at the, I guess, the basement of the strike zone in there for strike one, right at the knees.
Yeah, this umpire, he likes that low strike from, you know, in this first inning so far.
Look, all you got to do, and you'll talk to any coach that's around, just let me know where the strike zone is. That's all I want to know, and we'll adjust and we'll go there.
That's exactly right.
Squaring around his Adelies. It looks like the squeeze is on. Pops that one up and out of play. And quickly 0-2 to the Warrior shortstop. You know, I was listening to Greeny today on ESPN Radio talking about the commissioner's job is coming open again and that he wanted it. And they were going to ask him some different questions, and I'll tell you about that after this pitch.
Is it 2029?
I think so. That one misses up high, and they were asking him about the electronic strike zone.
Ooh.
Would you want that in the game? They were just asking him some fictitious questions, of course. And so I discussed with you a little bit about that and why I don't think that's a great idea. Here's a delivery. Swung through that one, foul tip. Catcher hangs onto it, and Adelies is down on strike. Second strikeout of the inning for O'Neillian.
Yeah, that was big.
Braden Wells will stand in there. He is the Warrior right fielder. Still some damage. Boy, if Lake Arthur can get out of this with just allowing the one run, you know that's a big win for those guys.
He likes the lower strike.
So that's the difference. That one was that one was around the letters and didn't call that a strike. But anything the knees, he's calling on there, and he's been consistent with that through the first inning. And that's why I don't think the standard electronic strike zone where it goes through a zone and it's beeped, well, that one he catches the inside corner of it.
Yeah, I don't like it at all, to be honest with you. I'm all about, the trying to keep the game as – and I do like the new changes with the pitch clock and everything.
Yes.
But other than that, let's keep the human element in there.
That one misses down low, is taken inside and low. 2 balls and a strike. 2 down. Warriors lead at 1-0. Cody got a double to lead things off, was balked to third, and came around to score on a walk that gave Seth Cook his 4th RBI of the season. Unless he had some last night. I'll have to get those stats updated. 4th RBI, Seth, that I've seen.
3-run, 3-1 here, Doug.
3 balls and a strike, bases loaded to Wells, and I got to believe he's going to be watching and be very selective. Hitters count right here. It's got to be down Main Street. If it is, give it a ride. Misses up high, and that's an RBI for Wells. Second bases loaded walk of the inning. Brady McDaniel comes around to score from third. So a double from Davis, 3 walks and 2 strikeouts has led to a 2-0 Grace Christian lead, and that's going to bring up Jack Powell as you get a look at the infield there. Set inside now, and Jack Powell set to hit here. That one bounces up there. Good stop by the catcher for Lake Arthur.
Technical question.
Uh-oh.
That ball hits the dirt first and then hits the batter. Is it dead? Or is it a hit?
It's dead when it. Wow. I think I'm going to
Sorry,
not.
I put you on the spot. Sorry. So that's something I may try to look up.
I'm standing here and rethinking my career move here to 446 Sports because I don't know that. I think that if it hits him, it was dead, but I don't know. I go back to thinking, can he hit the ball if it bounces up a la cricket? But for what it's worth, I did just find out the other night where the term hitting it on the screws came from. And I'll tell you that because I used that cliche, and Chuck said, what does that mean? Because I explained a lot of the cliches that we use. That's actually a little bit lower of a strike that we've seen. That one to Powell makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hitting it on the screws. I'll tell you that. Perhaps in the top of the second. Remind me to tell you that. Unless you don't want to know. And then
no, I need to just make myself a list.
That one up high. I'm going to hear that on the Menard broadcast is what's going to happen. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners will be off and going with the pitch, as is routine with 2 down here. We'll see if Powell can hit one on the screws. This one back, runners were in fact going. So the old golf clubs, I'll tell you a little bit earlier, the old golf clubs had the wooden face on the club head, and they were screwed onto the club head, and right in the middle, if you hit it, that was the sweet spot. And so if you really drove it and hit it perfect, you were hitting it on the screws.
Gotcha.
There you go. I don't know that that's going to add a lot of value to your life, but that ball 4 walk will add a run to the scoreboard and an RBI for Jack Powell. That'll move Wells to second. Cook will make his way around to third, and Craig will come in to score the third bases loaded induced walk, and I think that's going to do it for O'Neill as the coach comes back up. And I'm going to rely on you, Nick, to see who he goes to. Looks like he's going
number 11
to the shortstop. Is that 11?
Yes, sir.
Then that will be Thibodeau that comes in. He's coming off of shortstop to do that. So don't know if your life is enriched from that or not, but now you know where that term comes from.
It helps.
Okay.
And it was, when I first started playing golf, it was metal, and they had the little screw indentions still in there.
Right.
Probably because of that. Now, obviously, not now, but yeah, I had an old tailor-made barn burner.
There are a lot of, I actually have that club in my bag. It's out in the car right now. No, I'm sorry, it's in the shed right now. As I moved my equipment from my wife's car to mine, the golf clubs had to come out of there in order to do that. A lot of fables circulate around the golf world, though, too. One of my favorite is what golf actually stands for. They said that's on a placard outside. What is the place out there in Scotland is where it originated?
St. Andrews?
There it is. Gentlemen only, ladies forbidden is what they said. And I don't know. I don't play golf as much as I get to. So if you know that, and look, I'm going to send it to Chuck at 446sports.com. And I'm not condoning that by any means. Just telling you what it was that I heard. Don't forget the Warriors have a couple of games tomorrow. 12:15, 12:30 start against Northwest, and then following that one will be the game against the Broncos of Simpson. And their Warriors starting out this 2024 season 2-0 on the year, looking to get out of that. And if you've not heard enough baseball by the time we're done Saturday afternoon, come on out and join us Sunday night at 5 o'clock out at our brand new sponsor for the Sunday night show. That's Buffalo Wild Wings. Come out there. They don't have that big monster burger challenge, but they've got a blazing wing challenge. So we'll see how that goes. That is 5 o'clock on Sundays beginning this Sunday. So all you Warrior fans, come out there. If you're in Warrior gear, then there's a good chance you're going to make it on to the broadcast. We'll get the camera rolling around out there, and you'll see that. And then following that at 7 p.m. is Diamond Talk with Scully and Marks. We're going to talk to the Menard softball and baseball coaches. We'll do all of that starting at 7. But I filled in about 3 minutes of time and never shut up once. How about that?
I'll take it.
This is Cooper Courtwright that stands in there and takes the first one, ball 1.
Pitcher goes to center field.
Would send the center fielder, I expect, Hornsby over to shortstop. If it is, that's number 21 that's out at shortstop.
Actually, 13, Doug.
Well, then I got
13.
nothing. Who's on first?
6.
Rocks back and delivers this one, and that one is in there for strike 1.
Boy, what a change of pace.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Big right-hander gets up on the hill, number 11, and that is Thibodeau. Steps back and delivers this one. Courtwright watches it go above his head, bounce out of the catcher's mid, but no harm is done there. Warriors put up a 3 spot so far in the first, as this marks the 9th batter of the inning for the Warriors, looking to flip this lineup over and get Davis back there, and that one's lifted to the first base side. Pitcher hustling over, and it's in and out of the glove there. And, boy, that's the one that you want back if you're the fielder on that one, the pitcher, because they tell you don't want to give someone a second opportunity.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to know why the first baseman didn't call him off there. But
you got to remember, he came in from shortstop.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Runners are off and going, and that one is lifted high Shortstop, second baseman's camping out under it, and that one is going to be secured. That will do it for the Warriors in the bottom half of the first. For that, they pick up 3 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 men left on. After 1 complete, it is Grace Christian 3, Lake Arthur 0. Back on this after this. We are back here. Logan Markle takes the hill for his second inning of work. That'll bring up Guillory, and all the positions are different from where they were when they started here. But this is Guillory for Lake Arthur. Warriors staked to a 3-0 lead. So in a couple of games, their first inning has been pretty good for the Warriors here. Not like the 10 they put up last night, but you'll take the 0 tally and 3 strikeouts in the first by Markle, and he's back to work on the hill as a left-hander. Nick, pretty nice-looking jacket there you got, buddy. We're sporting the new 446 Sports coat.
Heck yeah.
Not sports coat, don't confuse me, but the 446 Sports coat.
Yes, and it's nice. It's nice. What would you call this? Is this the
coat?
Yeah, coat, windbreak type.
Swung through that a little bit, that's right. Swung on
lightweight, perfect for tonight.
Got a hood on the back of it. And
yep.
see that on our website along with all our other merchandise, including this visor hat that I've got. Swung through that one, and that is strikeout number 4. Well, every out recorded has been via the K. Well, if they were hanging them out along the fence, it'd have 4 of them up there right now.
Yeah,
Daniels will stand in. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Bet Chuck was laughing at me because I already had him with 2 outs.
And you got 2 and 2 on the batter,
I'm there.
So he went and got his glasses and can see better. See, I don't understand. Because all you on your Menard broadcast, all you do is talk? You just let Danny handle everything else? I'm just asking.
Hey. Actually, he was handling the book and the flexi score the other night, and of course, I'm looking at lineups, but we're going to.
Swung through that one. Strikeout number 5 on the night for Logan Markle.
But we are going to try to make the adjustment and see if I can't do the flexi score as well, possibly. We're gonna crawl before we walk, and hopefully by the end of the year we're running.
That's right. Markle quickly ready to deliver. Misses up high with that one. 1 ball, no strikes. This is Hornsby.
And I ran the camera.
Okay.
Jeez.
All right. I'm running the pitcher cam.
Yeah.
So there's that. Look, somewhere Chuck is laughing at us tonight, without a doubt. Swung through on that one, and that is a ball and a strike now to Hornsby. Telling you, when he does not have a runner on base, that young man just gets the ball back, and he's quickly throwing it. And now, because he's allowed to step all the way out of the box, a little bit of – and you hear Coach Brown telling him to slow down and regroup. He was getting in a zone there. 1 offering from Logan. Swung through that one, and that's what happens when the young man slows down and gets in a groove here. He is just blazing these balls by those Lake Arthur batters. Lefty delivers this one outside, and that is his third walk of the evening. Correction, second walk of the evening. The other young man reached via the error, but a base on ball sends Hornsby down to first, and Trahan will stand in there ready to go to work.
Yeah, very impressive young man. I mean, I know he just walked, but he's throwing the ball well.
But look at the difference in time to go when he's got a runner on base. Really confuses those base runners. Davis thought about a snap throw to Canyon. Canyon would have been ready for it, but nothing doing. And back to first goes the Lake Arthur runner, that is Hornsby.
You know, 2 outs, 3-run lead. Let's get the guy at the plate.
Slide step, fouls that one back out of play.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You don't want to give him an easy second base, but let's focus on the.
When you've got that lefty looking right down your throat here, that makes it difficult. And he has that kind of staggered stretch, so he's looking in at the catcher and the runner at the same time. Here's a delivery. That one misses inside. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, good job by Cody there, getting over there and not allowing that ball. Of course, with this backstop like you're talking about, he could actually probably pick it up if it has enough pace and throw him out a second.
He's done it. Yeah. He's done it before. And because a lot of times players will let up.
Sure.
Marco with the delivery. Snap throw down to first. Not in time. Boy, just missed that one. 3 balls and 1 strike, trying to avoid walking back-to-back Lake Arthur runners. It's 8 and 9 in the lineup because you'll flip this lineup right back over. Marco delivers this one. It's low, and you just were unsure of that one, but it's back-to-back walks following back-to-back punch-outs. And there you see the Lake Arthur runner making his way down to second base and back to the top of the lineup, and that is now center fielder O'Neillian, who stands in there. Was a strikeout victim back in the first, bats from the left side. Did not make it out of the first inning against Grace on the hill, but now we'll get a second opportunity to swing the bat. A lefty-lefty matchup here.
Doug, did you say all you want is consistency out of the plate?
Did say that.
Mm-hmm.
I did. Runners at first and second. Stepping up is Markle, and their delivery swung through that one. Some of these Lake Arthur batters, Nick, and correct me if I'm wrong, but are pulling that front foot out, whether it's towards third base or first base, whichever side you're on. And that's difficult to watch that 82-mile-an-hour fastball all the way to the mitt.
Yeah, for sure. I think that one he actually did a changeup on that first pitch there. I think looked like he took something off of it. On that one, he was a curveball.
That one did miss outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Set, does Markle. Set to deliver, looks over and delivers. Fouled off back to brick area that has those chairback seats in it along the front rail.
Yeah, but he's for sure pulling out. Yeah, he's pulling out.
Well, that front foot is over here towards first,
yeah.
and it's difficult when you're stepping in the bucket, if you will. Strikes, and a good fastball here ought to do it.
Oh, that old Dave Justice stance.
That's right. That one lifted, foul, and out of play. So that was that changeup. He took a little something off of that. But what Logan is doing, he's working the lower half of the strike zone. He knows where this umpire has been calling it, so he's working down low. Stares in, looks back at second. Comes set and is ready to go. Check swing. Don't think he went. No, he called it safe, too, and that's the most enthusiastic safe from second base call that I've seen.
That was a good pitch, though. I mean, make him work for it. 2-2 now.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, top of the second. Deuce is wild, they say. Looks in and delivers. That one misses down low as well and fills the count dangerously close following back-to-back strikeouts to walking his third batter. But I guess he's as close to striking out his third batter as he is to walking his third batter.
Yes, sir.
Comes set. steps off now, and he'll take a look at things. Runners again, first and second. Hornsby on at second base. Trahan is there at first. Batters will be off and running, and that's why, or the runners will be off and going. That's why he stepped off. Goes back to the windup, and he's virtually giving that. Now we'll stand in there, turn to the stretch. Good opportunity to make sure that that runner from first doesn't take off too early. You get a chance maybe for a back pick. But the 3-2 delivery set to come in. Markle delivers this one. Top of the strike zone, Nick, and that's that part that we said was not going to be called, and that's just as good a pitch as you've seen the young eighth grader throw, and he drops down in a little aggravation, thought he had the strikeout, but the bases are loaded here. He will go to the windup now. Rocks and fires this one, and that one's right down the pipe, strike one. This is Thibodeau, the original shortstop, now pitching for Lake Arthur. And he walked his first time up. One delivery misses up high, and that was a good miss. One fouled back straight to the wall.
I'm sure you pointed this out, but Cooper wearing Carson's old number.
That's right. Yeah, he did. That's the third one of those brothers to wear that in a row. Good curveball, rings him up, and that does retire the side. Logan Markle out the side in both innings, scattered 3 walks in between. A correction now, 4 walks in there, the 1 error. So no runs, no hits, 3 men left on coming to the bottom of the first. Due up for the Warriors. It'll be the top of the order with Davis, Wright, and McDaniel when we come back. Back to an airish Merrill Blackburn field here at Josh Brown Stadium, getting ready to go to work. Chuck, as always, filters jokes, and even if he's not here, asked us if we wanted to extend the broadcast again, but I'll have him know we're not in the first. We are in the bottom of the second, and that's going to bring up the hard-hitting Warrior catcher, Cody Davis.
Well, the flexi, if he's looking at the flexi score, should be right.
Swung through that one and missed. Getting a little choppy on the feed here, but that'll get fixed tonight. Now to Cody, and he takes that right down the middle for the strike. And quickly, 0-2 from Thibodeau. Has the night off tonight. Glad to see him just hanging out. Swung through that one, and Davis is down on strikes. 3 strikeouts tonight for the Warrior batters. Canyon Wright makes his way into the batter's box now. You see Lake Arthur working it around the horn, they like to call that. Don't ask me why that's called that either. I'll have to figure that out. Boy, I'm losing my mind here. Speed and out of the strike zone to Canyon for ball 1. Yeah, Nick, you were telling me about that Menard game the other night as that delivery misses down low. You guys started after we did, and you were home before we were done and off the air.
Yep, and had my Whataburger combo. Well, I shouldn't have said that.
You shouldn't say that. You had a, what'd you have? That one smoked out to left field, going to be caught there. Good job of coming up and getting that one. Canyon hit it pretty hard. It's going to be an F7 for the putout if you're scoring at home, out number 2, even if you're alone. Brady McDaniel stands there. He walked and came around to score earlier. Misses up high on that one. He walked in his first at-bat, so no official at-bats on the night for McDaniel. Should have a local fast food restaurant that you like to eat at after games.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were. Yeah, I was at home. Was actually in the third inning of watching our broadcast whenever y'all left.
All right, so that one is lifted high, right there. Pitcher's circling around. He's going to secure it and then drops it down, and quickly 3 up, 3 down through the heart of that Warrior order. Davis down on strikes. Canyon with a fly out, a line drive to left field, and then Brady pop. Runs, no hits, no errors in the bottom half of the second. After 2 complete, it is Grace Christian 3, Lake Arthur 0. We'll be right back. Back up to the 3-hole hitting Myers, the designated hitter. He was a strikeout victim there. Quick inning for the Warriors there, 3 up and 3 down, and we've jumped to the top of the third here. Markle, the lefty, has struck out everyone that he has recorded an out with and starts Myers off with a strike. What do you think about the left-handed 8th grader that's out there, Nick?
Very impressive. Very impressive. He's a... Tell you a second.
And in such a mix of fastball, breaking pitch, and changeup.
I was going to say he's thrown 4 pitches that I've seen, 4 different pitches.
When misses down low, even even plate not liking him that low, but and then you get it from the left side too, and he's got to be close to 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I mean, that size, lefty. But like I said, just the speed of his fastball as well is very impressive.
When there's the delivery. Ground ball over to shortstop. That's fielded there by Adelise. Come up hard throwing. Canyon's got it in time, and that's the first non-strikeout out recorded. Defense talked to him a little bit earlier and said, hey, let us do something. Let us play. Bone, the catcher, stands in there. He bats cleanup.
Yeah, Adelaide's getting a little chilly out here,
That's right.
Outfielders are your infielders to get their cold gear out, but you also don't want them, playing a lot either.
That's correct.
I mean, of course, I'm not the coach, but I like that he's moving it around.
Right down there at the bottom part of the strike zone where Blue likes them. 2 balls and a strike. So, again, big shout-out to all of our sponsors that are here. Wallace Eye Associates, Certified transmission, Buffalo Wild Wings, as that's a strike on the inside of it. Our commercials are going to get extra work this weekend. I'll get them all loaded back in tonight. Had to switch laptops and still, well, this laptop driving me crazy as well, but we're on.
Good
Swung
pitch.
through. That one struck him out. That is Ryder, who is retired on strikes for the second time tonight, as you see the Warriors working around the infield there. Strikeout number 7.
So first strike was outside, second strike was inside, third strike off speed in the dirt. I mean, that's quality.
Well, and let's get back to talking just a little bit as that one misses way up high to Ryder. You talked about the 4 different pitches, but his location and the way that he has moved the ball around, as this is Ryder, the second baseman that stands in there. But so it goes above. Low, he's on them high, he's on them inside, and he's throwing them outside. So you do the math on the different combinations of pitches that are coming from the hand of the young 8th grader, and a lot of them equate to that, a strike.
Yeah.
So these young guys to pitch. Location is the key. They'll work on all the other stuff. That one fouled up and out of play down the right field line. You talk about just throw strikes, work the ball inside, outside. A fastball and changeup will do everything that you need if you can locate it.
Yeah, but I'll tell you in a second. Doug, we're talking about an 8th grader playing high school ball. Usually it's like, all right, young man, just get the ball over the plate, let your defense do it. This guy is controlling it. He's controlling the batter.
Indeed, he is. Well, and that's
Good
controlled
pitch.
that one with the strikeout. Luke Davis, before the ball was even past the plate, calls that strikeout. Strikeout number 8. The only non-strikeout was the one that Adelise grounded out to start to start this inning. But 3 up, 3 down, first clean inning for Logan Markle, and that's you hear them talk about pitchers getting stronger as the game goes on. That young man doing just that. We'll talk a little bit more about him as we come back for the bottom of the third. Grace Christian 3, Lake Arthur 0. We'll be back right after this. To Merrill Blackburn Field, Josh Brown Park, and Wagon Wheel plays in the background. Again, we don't own the rights to any of this music, so don't mute us. They'll do it on Facebook. Jump on over there to YouTube, and where we went over 600,000 views, and I'm absolutely blown away with it. But, Nick, is there any place that you hear Sweet Caroline, you hear Start Me Up, and you hear Wagon Wheel, you know you're at a baseball game?
That's right.
For the Warriors, Zach Craig, the left fielder tonight, will stand in there and bat from the left side. Wears 32 tonight. Wears number 2 in their other uniforms.
You know, and then the best song that's not a hymnal in my opinion, it's a national anthem. Obviously, we heard that earlier as well.
Yeah, and we've got to fix their announcement that opens the game up. It's a little bit dated, and I'll work on a new one of those. It mentions some older sponsors. Just sounds like they have a lot of them now is what it sounds like. Here's the 2-0.
Boy, he's come in and settled down, Doug. He's changed this game, you know, for them, for Lake Arthur.
Indeed he has. He comes in, he gets court right to end things in the first. 3 up, 3 down. And now that, is a tremendous save. Going to come up and not have it in time. And that's going to be a base hit. I don't care how you want to do that. When that young man goes off like that to get in there, you get a good look at that second baseman.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's definitely a hit.
That's an
infield
infield single for Zach Craig. Seth Cook now will stand in there ready to go. He is the Warriors' second baseman, and I got to believe you'll see him on the hill sometime tomorrow.
It'd be nice to save him for sure. Who pitched?
I'm not sure who was there, but I read the recap as Seth takes that one in there for strike one. Going back to the first game of the season, Canyon threw that one, and Markle came in relief of that. Snap throw over to first, not going to get it.
Not a bad move, though.
No, not at all.
Not a bad move.
3-0. The Warriors lead this one. Another shot over to first base, just trying to keep Zach in line. And that one bounces around. Didn't they change that rule in the majors this year? They called a balk is what they called there prior to that. So that's going to send Zach down to second base. And, yes, we know that it is a little bit choppy on there. I'll get that worked out on it sometime overnight. And it was a couple of moves over there. His third one was what was the balk called, and Seth stands in there ready to go to work. Delivery. Misses. I don't know. But again, I've already mentioned that I don't have my glasses, and that's a long way. But when your catcher doesn't move,
yeah,
standing in and delivering, it's that low strike. And I'm telling you what, though, it has been there the entire game. This is just the third, Nick, but it's been there all three innings.
Yeah, that makes you wonder why the pitch right before wasn't called. But like you said, it might have been a little outside.
Takes that one down low and kind of caught up in between things was Zach, but he will find his way down to third base. Second balk of the night got him to second base. He walked, or he had that single. That infield single was balked over to second and now goes on what is scored a wild pitch. Seth's got another RBI just 90 feet away. Swung on there, down the line, past the third baseman who was diving. It's going to get all the way out into left field. It's bobbled around, and Seth is not going to stop until he stands up at second base with a double, and he is feeling it for these Warriors early in the season. Second RBI for Cook on the night.
Yeah, and that was on a 1-2 pitch, Doug. So, or a 2-2 pitch, excuse me. So
two-strike hitting is the key to it. Maddox Adelise will stand in ready to go to work. Seth off the gear with one of the coaches. Way back to second base. There's a good look at Seth on your screen.
Yeah, you watch these college guys play baseball right now, and the baseball players are wearing more equipment than the football
catcher.
players.
They're wearing more than the
right.
catcher,
They're
that's
more
for
than the catcher,
sure.
correct.
Swung through that one, did Adelise at one of those low pitches, but that was even more low than one of those to go after. Two batters, third batter, two have come up. One has scored. The other resides at second base at the moment, looking to bunt and pushing it down the right field line is Adelise. Well, the Warriors got caught the other night on the first night. They chased their third baseman in. Shortstop didn't go over and cover, and so the guy from second just sashayed on down to third base. And, boy, Coach Brown was hot about that busted bunt coverage on there, but haven't seen it again.
0-2 here, Doug.
Thibodeau set to deliver. That one bounces around, doesn't get far enough, shot down to third base where it is controlled, and that chases Cook back to second, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's where a senior who's played on this field for probably 6 years now realizes that, catcher's there, so I'm going to get halfway and just a quarter of the way and just make sure.
Well, and he's been on the receiving end of that. He's thrown some pitches that have got back there, and Cody's gunned them down trying to take off. But if you have to be told to go, it's too late.
Yeah, for sure.
Good off speed right there, and Adelise knows it.
Yeah, sometimes and you just walk back to the dugout, unfortunately, and just hope that you Your teammate picks you up right here.
Well, you have that, and that teammate is right fielder Braden Wells. Braden walked and ended up on second base back in that 3-run first. 4-0. Warriors lead this one. Craig has come around to score on that Seth Cook RBI double. Good curveball finds its way in there for a strike. And throws a lot of different pitches as well, Nick.
Yeah, he does. Doesn't quite have the pace, in my opinion, that the starter did, but he definitely changes up and he moves it enough.
Chasing after that one, they're going to say he went for it. One thing that I've seen the Warriors early season is they've not been able to get the bunt down.
Yeah, Coach Brown just lifted his arms up on that one. A little frustrated.
We'll talk to him a little bit about that on Sunday evening. Check swing, nothing doing there, and that's the one thing I like about it. And so as you get set to do your show, Nick, you can't let these coaches off the hook. If there's a hard hitting question about, hey, explain this to me, then you got to go get it. That one.
I thought that was going to be our 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock coach speak, where we get to give our opinions, right? Kind of like in football.
Look, we're feeding them dinner. We're going to ask them the questions. Set, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the delivery. That one lifted foul back over the press box.
The great thing about those shows, other than the fact that you get to talk to the coach, was they bring players on. You get to talk to the players. The community gets to know the players.
That's correct, and that's what you want to see. A couple of players back in, shortstop, second baseman, doing a good job of holding Seth on. That one's lifted high, going to go into that night sky where everybody parks on that right-hand side, except us. We're back here in the confines, snug against that wall. You were confused when I said park in the outfield by the wall.
Yeah, I forgot that this was kind of
it's
the Green
safe,
Monster, Green Monster Junior over here.
That's correct.
I forgot about that. Good eye there. Oh, whoa.
Has to turn his glove over to get that one, and it is called strike 3 to Wells. And Coach Brown, I can hear him coming into. That's not you. Don't worry, don't swing that. That's not what we're going to do.
Probably saying that if you wouldn't have went after the bunt on strike 2, they wouldn't have been in that position.
You think that's what he's telling him? Jack Powell stands in there. He also received a free pass back in the first. Got an RBI as the bases were loaded when he does that, and takes that one in there for strike 1. Very impressed with Thibodeau. He's thrown the ball 4 strikeouts in the 5 batters he's faced, or the 5 outs he's recorded, rather.
Yeah, he's definitely, like I said, settled the Lake Arthur group down, giving them a chance, and that's what you want from your relief pitcher.
But comes set. He's got Cook back there. Cook has the RBI double. Swung on and missed there. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Powell.
Boy, it feels like Seth has been on second base.
There's the delivery. Misses, gets away, and Cook is going to get down to third base. You see him going in easily there. Man, again, that moves him up just a bit, but it's not going to make a difference because I don't expect Cook will go on a pass ball.
Yeah, and the difference there is, the ball just comes off the catcher's glove and just rolls slowly to the backstop compared to, the quick one that went through earlier.
Right.
Good heads-up base running by Cook there.
Squaring around to bunt, but not going to be bunting. I dare say he's trying to just show that slash probably. He'll pull that bat back. And one thing that you do, and you saw the defense kind of move, and what he's doing is opening up a hole there at second base and at shortstop perhaps as they're having to go over and cover. But if they don't make a coverage on there, you go ahead and lay it down. But with 2 strikes, you got to get it down. And again, so far that's been the Achilles heel of this Warrior team has been being able to get the bunt down. There he is showing it once again. They'll creep from the corner, swung on and missed, and that will retire the side. 3 strikeouts for Thibodeau in this inning. He's got 5 all total. The Warriors get 1 run, 1 hit. They leave one man on after 3 complete. It is 4-0. Your Warriors lead it. We'll be right back. Merrill Blackburn Field, Josh Brown Stadium, and I mean, it's just like a Lakers game. When you come out here and you see the celebrities, and there's our man Keith Stokes. He has been around this thing as long as, as long as any of us have. That one goes out foul, and always good to see my buddy Keith Stokes at the ballpark.
He's had his son last year, Thomas, on the show.
Yep, Thomas came on, showed us that ring. Sure did. Is Guillory that leads off. He was a strikeout victim back in the second. That one misses up high, and good command of the strike zone tonight for Markle on, and it's been a hit or miss type of thing. That's one of the things they'll have to get worked out with him, is just to slow down and stay in control. When fouled back out of play.
Yeah, he just overthrew that last pitch, Doug.
Ball's in 2 strikes. Markle delivery. Swung through and missed. Strikeout number, what did we say, number 8 on the night. That was Guillory. His second strikeout of the night, first out of this inning. And that will bring Daniels also a strikeout victim. But when you've got 8 strikeouts through through an inning or through a lineup and a half, you're going to have some people that have struck out twice. That one, check swing over to Powell. He's trying to get to it. Can't get there. And the runner is safe at first. And we'll wait for our official scoring decision on that one. Well, you look at the work of Cody Davis from behind there, and it was seen off screen there. But he's running down the line as a catcher should.
Yeah, very good on the plate.
Talking to the umpire, looks like they may have a runner that's coming in, and they will, courtesy runner. It's his way in, and officially they are calling that an error on Powell, so that's an E6. They'll call or E on Powell, so E5 is how that one is scored. That gets Daniels down to first. Tough crowd there. I don't know if I'd have scored it that way, but
he had a long way to run.
Did.
Get your number on the utility runner here.
That's 6.
Oh, 6 you saw?
Is
6 was the 6 was the one who was on base.
And I got nothing. Where 6 is on base right now?
No, number 8 is. He's number 8 now. There was 6 that was their first baseman.
I had half my eye closed. That was the problem. Round, but nothing doing. See if we can find out who number 8 is. That is Campbell. Campbell now on the run. Campbell. Campbell.
Okay, so I'll ask you this after the pitch.
Okay. Time. Great work by the left-hander to go over there and get that one. And that young man, Hornsby, is very upset about that, but that is the second out. But great work by Markle to come over there and get that one. So, yes, you were asking.
Yeah, so with 8 coming in for the first baseman, utility running or pinch running for the first baseman. So that means 8 is now.
Oh, they got the play on. They got the play. Marco's going to go over and tag him out at third, and that's the old Kobe. They're proud of that one, and we're going to leave it here for just a second. Anyway, that will retire the side, and Coach Brown gets tired of me dissecting this play over there, but it continues to work every single year on there, and you certainly saw it work there to retire the side. We will move to the bottom of the fourth in this one. Warriors still lead it 4-0. But I ask you, Nick, and we'll get back to your wild pitch question. Let's get to your wild pitch question now.
Okay, so number 8 comes in for the first.
Oh, that's right, not a wild pitch.
Okay,
That's right.
he comes in for the first baseman.
Correct.
As a pinch runner.
Yep.
Okay, so now that the first baseman has re-entered, okay, so is 8 done? Or if he comes on the field,
The runner's done.
Okay,
The runner's done because he wasn't a courtesy runner at that point. He was a pinch runner.
Right.
At there, and so even if 6 would have had to be behind the plate or on the mound.
That's right. That's where your courtesy
for him
runners,
to be a
that's right.
courtesy runner, but instead he was a pinch runner, and that just shows you that. So we go back to the play from a little bit earlier, okay, that got the final out here. When it's the errant pickoff throw, and I mean they've been doing this play for 9 years that I know of for a fact. It may have been doing it for a while, but. Boy, it just looks so good when you're that young man at second base. And you know who they go after most of the time? Pinch runners.
That's what you say. The one I was just fixing that. I was gonna point that out. I mean, he's been in the dugout. Not saying he's not paying attention to the game, but he's been in the dugout. And man, this is his moment to
time to shine.
That's right. That's right.
So I'll tell you an interesting story now that we're talking about pinch running, and I'll take all of that off. When I played baseball for Mike Burns, head coach and legend and future Hall of Famer out at LCU. For Tioga, this is a long-standing story, but one that you'll want to hear, I assure you. Cooper Courtwright stands in there ready to go to work, and let's get back on that camera that shows us. There you go. That's what happens when I lean back. That one lifted out to shortstop. He's camping under it. Going to come up, and the ball's going to find its way into the dirt, and Courtwright is safe at first on the error, score that E6. So back in the day when you'd play the state championships, this was 86, 87, 88. Tioga won the state championship in 86 and 86 and 87. So that was a span of 4 straight state championships for Sunlaw, because you remember Ash won it the 2 years following that, 88 and 89. But I digress. Let's get back on the big failure I was in high school. So near the level of the guys that we were playing with, but I was happy to be out there, and I ran well, and so I was called on generally to run in situations like the courtesy running situation. Well, when you win the state championship, you're invited down. At that point, you are. Skip Burtman was the skipper down there, and you're invited to go down there and play in that tournament of champions. And they take all the classifications, and you come down there and you play in that tournament. Well, I can't believe I'm telling this story, but that one misses down low. And hustling on down there is going to be Courtwright, and he will get down to second base on that one. So 2-ball, 1-strike count to Davis. So here we are, XYZ inning. Let's call it the third. The inning I don't remember. The story part of it I do. And here's an opportunity, and Burns looks out to the dugout, and he says, there's a spin move over there, and that one bounces around. And Burns says, Gann, let's go. You're in. It's like, heck yeah, I'm in. So I'm out here in I'm out here in Alec Box Stadium. All right, this is incredible, and I'm off second base, and I've got a good lead, and I'm looking around and just, man, what a place that it's at. And we'll get back to this after this pitch. That one lifted into left field. Going to be trouble, but coming on and making a dandy catch there as that chases Courtwright back in. But boy, Cody, victim to a great play from the left fielder. I'm looking back at all those Tiger legends that have been in here.
Oh, yeah.
pitcher throws back to second base, and I'm done out at second base. And it's not even close. I mean, I've got to run up to him to get there. It's not like I was diving in for it or anything. And so if any of you know Coach, and I'll preface it, and we're still friends to this day. He called me yesterday morning, and we chatted for a while. We're going to do some things with LCU before the year's out also. So I think, and I tell him that that's brought us more together. I go by him, and I mean, nothing. Don't hear a word from him. He just got that look on his face that he had back then. But being the great guy that he is, retribution's coming. We get into about the 7th inning. Situations there. Gann, let's go. I was like, man, this is great. Here we go. Here we go. Story never happened based on the result of this, and this was great. So I get back out there to second base and take another lead off, and most of you at home probably know how this story is going to end, as there is a walk to Canyon right. Good to see Canyon reach base for the first time tonight. So we've got Cooper at second base. Cody was the out. I'm moving over in my lineup book while I'm mentioning this to you. Runners at first and second for the 8th grader, Brady McDaniel. Boy, I've prolonged this story, haven't I? Dadgummit.
I'm just impressed you remember.
Oh, no, you don't forget things like this. There's a ground ball over to third base. High throw, but going to be in time. Runners will move over to second and third. Okay, so the 7th inning comes up, and we've got some retribution. Gann, he says. I was like, oh, heck yeah, Coach, thank you. And I've got a chance to make it all right again. And I'm thinking about how it's going to be when I go around here and score from second base. I'm done at second again. Picked twice in one game at Alex Box Stadium. And, those of you at home, you just got a little bit into my soul right there as there. And look, Coach Burns will laugh about that story today. He did not I'm telling you, I don't know if I had to get a ride back from Baton Rouge after that game, and I didn't get to ride the bus back. I don't know about this, but no, Coach Burns didn't. But we're friends today. We're great friends today. But, I hold the record for most times picked off second base in Alex Box Stadium in one game.
It's not a problem there. At least you were there. I will tell you this. As a player, as a kid.
Thank you for bailing me out there.
As a player or a kid, when you walk by your coach or you walk by your parent, I would rather them just gnaw on me. Right. You just, say something.
He didn't say a word.
I know, that's the worst.
I'm not sure it wasn't a couple of years before he didn't say something to me. 3-0 count to Zach Craig.
Or you get the old, I'm just disappointed.
Oh, no. This went way past that.
Yeah.
This was like the movie, that one, the obligatory 3-0 strike. This was like the movie Christmas Story where they skip the triple dog dare or triple dare and go straight to the triple. He skipped disappointed and went straight to silent. That is a base hit there. One run will come around to score, and that's a good piece of hitting, and Craig is going to find his way down to second base. Good work on a 3-1 pitch. Again, that's the hitter's count. Picks up an RBI right there as around to score there, and that pushes Canyon to third base.
There goes all the gear he has to take off.
What are they? Those transformers? Is that that goes in there?
I mean, and then he's got to get the oven mitt out the back pocket.
That's right.
So.
Yes. In the long line of records that are at Alex Box Stadium, if you look in a very deep, dark, put-away spot, look up the record for most times picked off second base in a tournament game, and it is again. That one lifted high down the line and right, going to chase into the outer area beyond that green fence, and just a long strike in this one, 5-0. You see it on your Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard down there. Good night of work. Zach Craig has scored a couple of times on the evening. RBI. So another one of those 8th graders that are paying dividends for Coach Brown. You've got them batting 3-4 in the lineup, and then, of course, Braden comes in around there at 7, and Logan Markle is on the hill doing work. That one driven out here to where we're at. That's not going to get to me. That's Harvey right there. Inside, and that is tremendous, tremendous work as Seth Cook to dominate opposing pitching. That's a couple of more RBI for Seth. That's a 2 RBI double. You thinking I'm losing my mind? That was a wall banger.
That was
is what is where that reference came from. But if I have to explain it to you, it's not near as humorous. It's probably not. Just in my mind, it is.
One that was coming out here so quick. You can't even get the camera on it.
Right. That's what I told you. You lose a little bit of the camera when it's right out here underneath us. Maddox Adelise takes that one in there for strike 1.
End up getting on Seth when he's rounding first and getting to second base. 2 doubles a night. Is that what you said?
Seth had a double in the 3rd, and now has a double in the 4th, and a base on balls in the 1st. 3 times, has not scored on the evening, but has 3 RBI. That matches his RBI total from the first night that we were here. Gosh, it was 1987 or 1988, one of those years. I think it had to be 88.
I was 11 years old.
I was 17. I turned 18 in the summer. Yep, I was brought in to do what I was an expert at, which was run those bases, and got me in the record books. Look, there's a lot of things. We were standing because Coach Burns is good friends with the Lieutenant Governor. There's no doubt about that. And we had Billy on the show. We had Lieutenant Governor Nungesser on the show with us, the Coach Speak show, if you remember that from football season. And so it was a meet and greet for the Lieutenant Governor when he was a candidate. That one driven over to between 2nd and 3rd. Good piece of hitting there. Going to bounce around, and that's going to get Adelise into second base with an RBI double. We'll give him a single and an error on the throw, on the catch that's there, but that's got Adelise there, and it is now 8-0 Warriors, starting to put some good bats on ball here.
All right, remember this. Write yourself a note.
Okay.
Adelise's double in the bottom of the 4th.
Right.
Go look and watch what Coach Brown does. I think it was Coach Brown. He had to dodge the ball coming because a third baseman missed it. You have to see.
Hopefully I had the camera on it.
Oh, yeah. I know he was in the background of this camera, so I hope you had this shot.
And that will do it for Thibodeau. Thibodeau came in and did some magic in there, but just ran out of energy here in the bottom of the 4th. 8-0. On them here, don't they? They play in jeopardy already. So the thing that you want to do, if you're the Warriors, and you know that Grace Christian is going to try to do this with 2 outs and nearing the lower part of the order, they're going to try to get in there and get this thing to 10 runs because it's 10 after 5. And if you can shut this down and get in, save some arms, and save any other, you're out there trying to get this thing to a 10-run margin. All shook up Cascades throughout the ballpark here. Tough crowd tonight. This is tough. So now that I've bared my soul in here and told you that's a story you didn't know, did you?
No, hadn't heard that one. That wasn't that one did not come up during the Alexandria
in the pregame meetings. That one did. Well, you can't use your football stories for baseball
that's
as
right.
well. I mean, that's
right.
We can't do that.
Nope, did not come. But I will say that it's a good story. Glad you remember it.
I can't help but remember it because I hear about it so much.
What was awesome is the fact that you guys were down there and y'all had that kind of run, or Sinaloa had that kind of run. Was that 3A?
4A.
4A baseball?
4A is where they
okay.
were. So it was the years of, if you remember, Kevin McGehee that pitched in there, who went on to pitch in the pros for a little bit. It was
because I knew Pineville had bounced there between 3A and 4A, a little bit, and I didn't know if all the schools had done that. And man, have things changed in that? We were when I played, 91 to 95.
Right.
We were all 4A as far as Pineville, Ash, Tioga.
That's right.
Bolton and Peabody, and then Marksville would bounce. Like my freshman and sophomore year, Marksville, they were not in our district, but my junior and senior year they were, and but now you have Pineville and Ash that are 5A, Bolton's 3A,
right?
Tioga's 4A.
It's a
Peabody.
It's something. Big shout out to some of the folks that are watching and commenting tonight. Rita Cole is watching. Jessica Strother is there. A lot of folks cheering on Logan Markle out there too, and Kayla Markle's out there. We said Gara Peters is watching. Dayton Markle's there. Jeff Willis. A lot of folks on there.
Gara Peters. I went to school with her kids, and her son Clifton had a heart attack a couple weeks ago, and he's doing well. Last time I talked to them, so we're praying for Clifton and the family. His dad, Mr. Charles Peters, does work for us at the nursery, so glad
Absolutely.
to see Miss Gara is watching.
As recent as about 3 weeks ago, and I don't know if this is soul-bearing night for me or not, suffered a minor one myself, and but that puts a big look out on life. Doing fine, changing diet, wonderful doctor that I have and went to, and you just you really put things into perspective in life. So certainly our prayers and out there. Monty Wall is watching us. Ashley Wells is there. Gavin Ives. All of these are on Facebook. We invite you to head on over to YouTube and watch that. Let's take a look over there and see who is watching out there. And again, thank you. 600,000 views we just went over. Not on this one game, mind you. I get what you're saying. But we started baseball or football season with about 800 subscribers, and we're up over 2,100 right now. So we're just as thrilled as we can be that what we're doing is something that you like. Shannon Milam is watching us, and so she's over on YouTube. Again, YouTube's a lot better signal. They don't compress it as much as does Facebook. That is number 7 that is on the hill tonight, and we'll get a look at who that is for you. Beard, Beard, B-E-A-R-D. Is there, and again, the Lake Arthur, and we're grateful that they got a lineup too. It just has the last name, so we're not just doing that and going off last names. But Nick, what's impressed you tonight? We've got Quibido's Player of the Game coming up. We've got our Southern Air Cool Player of the Game too that we will name. Big thanks to Southern Air Heating and Cooling, Wallace Eye Associates, Certified Transmission. Goodness, it goes on and on. Buffalo Wild Wings is a brand new one for us. BK Distributors, Scott Maybu and that group have been with us since day one. And BU Designs by Melissa Gann, doing great things for apparel and such as that. 8-0, Warriors lead it, trying to scratch a couple of more runs across. Got a runner at second base is Adelise. You get a good look as we that one misses up high. Production meeting there failing on us just a little bit. We're going to zoom in on that hitter real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the way to give the signal. I'm just going to tell you what we're going to do. That's a good look inside. There you go. That's the shot that we wanted. He says, I don't know what that means.
Sorry.
That one swung through.
This is live TV.
At its finest.
Yeah. To be honest, I mean, you've had me on the the runner at second. So this is a pinch hitter. That's why we're.
Yep, that's why I'm trying to get in there and
Looks
work
like
that
number
out.
5, Doug. Is there a 5?
That misses down low.
Yeah, number 5, Doug, on the pinch hitter.
Which is why we were trying to zoom in on that one in the first place. He says, I don't know what that means. We'll retire the side nonetheless, but the Warriors pick up 4 runs here after 4 complete. They lead it 8-0. We move over to the top of the 5th inning. Logan Markle's still on the hill. Boy, I'm telling you what, if we have commenters of the year early on, the supporters for young Logan Markle are there as well. Got to get them out here to the ball game. Unless they're watching here at the park, that one driven right back off the backside of Markle, and he's going to chase it down over to first in time. And great work fielding your position, a la some Greg Maddox right there.
Yeah, maybe Tom Glavine like.
It was MLB-esque, needless to say, being able to get that one. 1 out. Runs away from finishing this off. They'll have to hold the Lake Arthur Tigers scoreless here. Don't forget your Warriors back on 12:30 tomorrow. They'll play back-to-back games. 12. The second game of the night.
In that rhythm, and he. No, I'm not comparing him to Skeens, but as fast as Skeens was last year.
Works
yeah, he
quickly.
works very quick.
And look, the sign of a good catcher is to get that ball back to him and let him get back in his rhythm. It's up high, and it is ball 4 and quickly down to first base.
Okay, I'm not going to compliment again until.
So, yeah.
You want me on first base, on the player, right?
There you go. See, there's a look into first base.
Yeah. Haven't seen his pickoff move though, which there haven't been a lot of base runners, but I'd like to see it.
Well, I'll tell you what I saw in just the inning of relief that he worked. As you see, Cody Davis going out there and talking to him now. In the inning of relief that he pitched the other night, he would vary the move, and that was good. So one time he'd bring his leg up and leave it there and then deliver. Next, he would use a slide step, and the next was just a normal delivery. The guy at first base. And so if you're stealing second off of a left-hander, you're going first move.
Yeah.
Well, if he's got that leg up here, you're going first move, and he hangs it there, well, you're done at first base. If he slide steps, you give Davis a quicker move. He does such a good job changing location, changing speeds, and varying what he does. There are people that pitch, and then there are pitchers. And this young man, my friend, is a pitcher.
Yeah. Who was the coach that came out and talked to him? That wasn't Coach Brown. Who's the?
They have a new pitching coach.
Okay.
In there. looking to go 3-0 to start the season. Ground over to shortstop. Second over to first. In time for the double play, and congratulations. That is a double play, and that erases the runner, and that's what you have. You almost would have liked seen Adelise maybe take that himself as close as he was, because you had Cook coming in and had to turn. But anyway, beautiful double play there. The Warriors a couple of runs from ending this thing. We'll see what happens when we come back for the bottom of the fifth right after this. Back here, you talked a little bit earlier about the pitching coach, but that was right at the double play. That is Coach Keene. Played at Centenary a little while. We told you about the oldest member to wear number 42, Cameron James, that was in here. And Cooper and Chloe. But played up at Centenary and is now down here helping Coach Brown with the pitching. And that's the first time in all the years that I've been here that I've seen someone besides JB go out there when there's a mound visit. That's a lot of confidence.
Yeah, and that's why it kind of surprised me.
Good hook in there that looks right at Jack Powell and bends in there for a strike. Where you're looking at it and say, well, you want a couple of runs across, you just want to go 3 up, 3 down, and you now, as chilly as it's gotten out here on my shorts and flip-flops, go ahead and get a couple of runs for the Warriors and come back and fight tomorrow against Northwest and Simpson. Northwest out of that Opelousas area. You remember Opelousas and Northwest played in that semifinal football game. The winner was going to go on and play for the state title. And, in fact, it was Opelousas that comes out of there victorious and goes on to win the state championship. That is Northwest.
And I'm going to say that's that's an example there to where I don't necessarily mind the split.
Correct. Where I don't like it in is basketball and baseball at the BNC level.
Right.
That one is up high because you've got some team. Take the Oak Hill game last night and take the team that lost to J.S. Clark. So Oak Hill wins 80-14, and don't take anything away from Oak Hill. They're solid and they're poised for a back-to-back state title, but. Oh, that one is golfed down the line and going to drop foul over there where we thought about putting a camera. So glad maybe we didn't on that. But J.S. Clark wins their game 63-3. Okay?
Wow.
And you talk about a loaded select or non-select. That one golfed the same way going back at it, and that is going to drop down foul again, and that will chase Powell back again. So you look at Fairview, Anacoco, Hicks, and Midland that are doing battle over on that other side of it. But again, it comes out of that District 4B that had Hicks and Anacoco and Oak Hill in it. He lifts this one. It stays fair. Still trouble. Now, that's actually in foul territory, isn't it? It's going to, right by the fence, is going to be grabbed there. So Powell, the senior, out in front of all of those pitches.
Talking about next level, Powell is He's committed, hasn't he?
Champion Christian College, yeah, that's right. They've signed a number of Warriors and local talent over the last few years here. One in, and that is 2 down, as that is Cooper Courtright, who is retired there, and Cody Davis will come in. Boy, you go ahead and get Cody on right here and let Canyon walk it off. How about that?
Yep. Because the other thing you have to worry about there, Doug, is, no more arms. You don't want any more arms on the
Well, and that's correct. That's the idea. You want to get to that. So you'll see teams that are stealing bases up 8 or 9 to nothing, and it's simply to get the thing over. You just want to get the game over. You save injuries, you save any possibilities of anything like that. That one's inside to Davis.
Take a walk here.
A sophomore on that trip we took a couple of years ago up to Iowa when they played in the Field of Dreams game. And I tell this story a lot on there. I don't know that you've heard it. Maybe you have. That one smoked to second base. He's got a turn, fires from his knees, not in time, and Cody's safe, hustling down the line and get down there as quick as anybody can. Good work by Davis. We did the little player profiles on him beforehand and recorded something, kind of like the Little League stuff when you bring it up there. And Cody, again, he's a lot more vocal now than he was at that point. He said, "What do you like to do?" He says, "I like to throw runners out." And he has made a career of doing that. Canyon represents the walk-off run here if he can get a hold to one.
Yeah, I remember watching that broadcast, and one thing that caught my attention, of course, Carson was a soccer player,
right?
For us as well. And when Cooper got up and said, "My favorite player is Carson Courtright," and then Carson turned and said that.
That one smoked down the line and not going to be there. Yep, they sure did. They had fun with it.
Yeah.
The trip, 17-hour drive up there for us and 17 hours back. You know how much Chuck drove?
I'm going to say
30 minutes. 30 minutes. I'll tell you what he did.
I'm going to say no comment on that. That part of the story I did hear.
That one smoked to left. Hard one to catch. Drops down in front of the left fielder for a base hit. And you'll see runners at first and second with Brady McDaniel coming up. Brady with a base hit could really get this thing going. Brady had I got to believe in the scrimmages, had one out. That young man is going to be a star here. All of these 8th graders that are coming up are really, really good.
Yeah, I had Cody on the camera still, and so I didn't get Canyon's hit there. But
that one lifted down the line. Left fielder unable to get it. One run is going to score, and Brady McDaniel is going to walk it off right here with a 2-run double as Canyon comes sliding in. And how about that? That is the 10th run, and that is the ball game. Brady McDaniel with a double down the line, and the young man just as excited as he can be. We'll get the camera on him over there. So it was one hitter off, but look, so Logan Markle, the 8th grader, is going to get the shutout win in this one. Brady McDaniel is going to walk it off with a 2-run double down the line. And these young men, Zach Craig had one earlier in the game. Braden Wells doing what he does. It's just it's great work by these young men. And I don't know that. Let me make sure of that and who all that I have in here. I don't know that. Get back here. Anyway, the Warriors, you hear Grace wins every time. We're going to get Coach Josh Brown out here in just a minute, and we will bring Logan Markle. He's going to be our Quibitos player of the game in this one. That young man has really done well. And it was Markle that's the 8th grader. Braden is a freshman. He's number 8. He is a freshman out there. So that's where my confusion came from the last game on there. But, man, these Warriors just really, really do some business. That is Brady scored a run. He walked, struck out, and then had that double on there and give him 2 runs to do that. Yeah, Josh Brown is coming out here now to visit with us. And I got to ask him. The first question I'm going to ask him is, what happened to his buggy driver? We may need to. Looks like I set that up and plugged it in, doesn't it? We'll get that. Coach Josh Brown making his way out to us here in field. And as always, we'll get the camera over on him. And there it is, Coach. If you'll back up about a step. Can you got it? Okay. Can you hear us there? No, he can't. Hang on, turn him on there. Now you'll be able to hear a whole lot better, huh?
I got you.
There you go. Okay. So, Coach, congratulations, 10-0 victory on here. And they just grinded their way through this, every inning putting up runs.
Absolutely, man. I'm proud of the guys. They played well tonight.
We talked a lot about it, and this is going to become a broken record. We'll talk some more about it Sunday night, too. These young bucks, I know you've called them that a long time, and it's a new batch that comes in, but talk to me about the lefty Logan Markle.
A lot of talent, man. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, eighth graders got a chance to be phenomenal. One of the best ever to come through here, to be honest with you.
Look,
talent's off the charts.
And so we talked about it, and we saw him. What has he got? 4 different pitches that he throws on there, it looks like. And not only that, that's tough enough on him as it is, but he locates the ball so well. Inside, outside, up, down in the strike zone. Loaned where it looked like the umpire was calling a lot of low stuff, was staying away. And Logan just pounds the lower half of the strike zone.
Correct. You know, he's an eighth grader, but he's like a sophomore, honestly. His baseball IQ's off the chart. I mean, he's a well-coached kid. I mean, he wants to be coached, man, and we love the kid, man. His talent's unbelievable.
Look, it just really he had command of it. So in the first game, I guess it was Tuesday night, maybe it was Monday or Tuesday night, when he came in and pitched relief, seemed like nerves had him a little bit on there. But he goes to strike out 9 tonight. The nerves weren't there at all. He just really seemed like he belongs.
Correct. He's a starter, man. You know, we used him out of the pen the other night, but he's in the rotation. You know, we got 5 guys that we're going to rotate a lot. Our arms should be fresh at the end of the year, honestly, because we're going to have a different starter every week. We're not, you know, in the past we might throw a guy out there 2 times in a week, but we're probably not doing that at all this year.
No, you look at those colleges, and they have the Friday starter and the Saturday starter and the Sunday starter. You've got that. And as many, and Nick and I talked about it here too, you'll play, 5 games this week. Correct. You got to have a lot of different arms because we've seen teams that come in here that run out of pitching, and it makes for a long day.
Absolutely. A lot of people, you know, are talking, man, how many arms you got? We got 13 arms.
Right.
But we do that stuff in the summer to build for the future, in the fall, all that good stuff. You know, we just don't do it come January, hey, we need to find an arm. It's a process. And we've got guys who never pitched before we get them, and we got to make them a pitcher because at the end of the day, I mean, if you're dependent on 2 or 3 kids, that's too tough, man. And I tell every coach that. You got to develop. If you want to have a good program, do that, and I promise you it's going to do wonders.
Seth Cook, again, another monster night at the plate. He's killing it. He responded well in the 7-hole, moved up to 5 tonight. I don't know where he was last night, but continues to knock the cover off the ball.
Yeah, he was in the 5-hole, and that's kind of where we want him to be honest with you. And we made the decision because we felt like the other night we were struggling a little bit behind. We're in front of him and behind him, so we felt like, hey, let's go ahead and move him up. We need him there. Man, he's been tremendous, man. It's regular season. He's showing up, so we're proud of him.
Brady McDaniel walking it off there at the end with the 2-run double. You saw 3 batters in a row that were just pulling that pitch, and Brady gets one to fall down there. And, boy, it's impressive to see that young man hit.
Man, he's going to be good. You know, I think we got 2 canyons, man. I feel like that kid, before it's all said and done, he's going to be special as well. Humble kid, man, just wants to play baseball, loves the game.
The collision between Powell and Adelise over there on that ground ball, are they both okay? How did that turn out?
They're good. Just a communication problem. Neither one of them said a word. You know, we got Jack. He hasn't played a lot of third.
Right.
And, you know, it's good that happened in a way because, like we told him, even though it's on the ground, you still got to call ball. We got to communicate there, and but they're both okay.
And those are things that you want to work out early in the season. You don't really have a preseason, I guess, in there. This is as close as you get to it.
Absolutely. In baseball, there's always something that happens that it probably didn't happen at all in the preseason because it's cold and we're trying to work on. We're throwing a different guy out there, and the hitting's not as good as it is now, honestly.
Right. Well, they're playing well. Doubt about that tonight. Seth over at second base, Canyon over at first. It just seems that they're settling into it. But when you get an arm like that young man that was on there tonight, and a left-handed arm you haven't had in I don't know when.
A long time, man. I mean, Marshall Leffler, Jacob Ladner. Well, Marshall Leffler was years ago, but Jacob, he only pitched really 2 years.
Right.
And the arm before that was Marshall Leffler, and that was back in like 06, 07.
Wow, back when it all was getting started
Correct.
back there.
And he pitched every game for us, but he was like 6'6", throwing about 68 miles an hour, and still people couldn't hit him.
That's crazy. Look, there's a lot of growth left in Logan. I mean, he's a young man, and still – he can't wait till he hits his growth spurt and see what he's able to do. But congratulations on a big night. I know you got a twin bill tomorrow. They'll go at 12. Is it 12:30 and 2:45?
Correct, 12:30.
Okay.
Yeah, 12:30 and 2:45.
Okay, well, we'll be out here. First pitch is set up. It's the second game of the day. Hopefully it doesn't get too far behind after that first game. But congratulations on the big win. Last question for you. What happened to your buggy? Where did your buggy guys go? You used to get shuttled out here, and now nothing.
Yeah, you're right, man. I got two new coaches, and I guess I need to break them into that, But, one thing about it, we're doing something different we haven't done in a little while. And it kind of reminds me of 2017. We have enough coaches now that everybody's covering stuff, and I like it a lot because it takes a load off me, and they're allowing me to manage a little more. And our practices are totally different. We changed everything up that we've done the last few years. We're more high energy, fast paced. We don't stay doing something. We change it up every day, and it's been great, man. The kids are having a lot of fun right now. That's the most thing about it. I love about it.
I just want to, in the fourth inning, ball goes over to third baseman. Was that you?
That was me.
Okay, man, that was nice. Nice move.
That was me. I wanted to make sure I didn't get hit with the ball. I've never had that happen in foul territory. And then Chet, the umpire, comes over and says, if it hits you, it's okay.
Oh, that was going to be my second part. I was going to be the B part of that. What happens if it does hit you? But it didn't. Good job, Coach.
Yeah. The fans were giving me some heck about that.
Well, they do it. Look, one thing that we know, and I said there was one last question. We got to save some stuff for Sunday, but I'm going to ask you this too. The first time I've seen someone besides you go out there and talk to your pitchers. You got a pitching coach over there, Coach Keene. And tell me a little bit about that, because that's different.
It is different. I thought about it a lot in the off season, and to be honest with you, I felt like there were some things I was going through, and I just felt like, honestly, that at the end of the day, I said, I want to make our team better. And I felt like, me and Ladner last year, losing a couple guys was kind of hurting us a little bit. And to be honest with you, I felt like we needed to change some things going forward. Coach Marler's, he's still in school doing stuff, and I said, we're going to go bigger staff. Coach Keene I told him this year, we're going to do a little different. Every time I want you to go out, if there's not a change being made, and give a different point of view, a different voice.
Right.
And it's really worked good. And he played travel ball for me for a couple of years. Great kid. He was actually the assistant coach at Buckeye last year, and I've been talking to him. He pitched at Centenary.
Right, when Cameron James was up there, I believe.
He pitched there, and he's just a great guy. And I've been talking to him a lot. And over the summer, somebody else was trying to get him, and I talked to him, and we wound up getting him. And honestly, it's been a great fit, and we asked him a couple of days ago how he loves it, and he said, man, I love it. He said, I actually am enjoying baseball a whole lot more now. And,
Look,
it's been awesome, man. It's been a great fit.
Well, Coach, we're gonna wrap it up and let you get back to your team. Thank you so much. We'll see you out here tomorrow afternoon.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys.
All right, Coach. And his Grace Christian Warriors moved to 3-0 on the season, and what a great time that it was out here tonight. They win it 10-0, walk-off two-run double by Brady McDaniel that plated Davis and Wright on there to wrap this up. Nick, thank you for sitting in with us tonight. It was great. We enjoyed having you out here, and enjoy your.
Yeah, it was a good game tonight. Man, I brought out the short numbers. Big numbers on the scoreboard, but short in time. But the important thing was the fact that they only used one arm.
You look down the line, and that one arm is running out there, and they get there. The pitchers always get their workouts afterwards on there, and we'll see if we can get a look at that young man that is making his way around. And it's similar back in the old days. We would run poles, but great work, Logan Markle, on his game out there today, and I'll spin that camera, and I just messed it completely up. But that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. We'll try to do a little bit better tomorrow on the broadcast. We hope you enjoyed it tonight, whether you watched it live or you went back and watched it later on. From my man Nick Magnano, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.